Comparing quantities. Mr. Mohan invested 10,000 in Bank A and another 10,000 in Bank B for some purpose. Both the banks offer an interest rate of 10% per annum. The interest is paid at the end of each year. After 4 years, Mr. Mohan withdraws his money deposited in both the banks. What is the total interest received by him at the end of 4 years from Bank A? We've already learned how to calculate the simple interest using the formula PTR over 100. Let us calculate the simple interest. Thus, he gets an interest of rupees 4,000 from Bank A. Now, what will be the total interest received by Mr. Mohan from Bank B? You may think that since he's deposited the same principal amount as that of Bank A and with the same rate of interest, he must get the same interest. But from Bank B, the total interest that he received is rupees 4,641. But how is this possible? The interest rate offered by both the banks was same. Surely there must be some difference in the way the interest was calculated by the two banks. Let's understand this. Let's look at how Bank A and Bank B gave interest on the money that Mr. Mohan deposited. The principal amount deposited by Mr. Mohan to Bank A was 10,000. On the principal, he received an interest of rupees 1,000 each year. Thus, at the end of 4 years, the total interest received by Bank A is rupees 4,000. Now let's look at how Bank B gave interest on the money that Mr. Mohan deposited. In case of Bank B, observe that at the end of each year, the interest is added to the principal amount. So the principal amount changes every year, and the interest is calculated on the principal amount of the previous year. Therefore, the principal amount increased every year, and so did the interest amount, as rupees 4,641. The interest calculated using this condition is called compound interest. So the interest calculated on the principal amount of the previous year is known as interest compounded or compound interest. Hence, we can see that interest calculated by Bank A is the simple interest, and that is calculated by Bank B is compound interest. Also note that the principal remains the same under simple interest, while it changes every year under compound interest. It is the general formula to find the amount payable at the end of n years when the interest is compounded annually. The principal is P and the rate of interest per annum is R. Summary. The interest is calculated on the principal amount of the previous year. This is known as interest compounded or compound interest, CI. Formula to find the amount when the interest is compounded annually. A is equal to P into 1 plus R upon 100 raised to N, where P is the principal, R is the rate of interest, N is the time period.